Hey, welcome back. Cosette here to guide you through a more mellow flow. I want to encourage you to just tune into the rhythms of the body, tune into the details, take your time, go slow, and just remember that less is more. Okay, you can really still gain strength if you remain present and committed to each moment, each pose. And quality is more important than quantity or depth. Okay, we'll start today sitting cross-legged. Okay. I have a block beneath my hips. You could always elevate the hips by sitting on a prop. Maybe you use a firm pillow or a towel or just directly on the mat. Either ankle or shin can be in front. You kind of shift the hips side to side, anchor your sit bones, and the palms are up or down on your knees. Okay. Lifting through the spine. Okay. Easily relax the shoulders, eyes open or closed. Okay. Taking a pause from your day. Starting simple, more effortless. And with the lips sealed, breathe more consciously through the nose. And notice how you are breathing. Can you make your inhales and exhales more even, and not rushing or forcing a particular pace. And just focus on breathing in an even, soft manner. Is the rib cage expanding? Okay, in all the directions it can expand. Observe the effects of breathing this way on the nervous system. Creating your own calm and composure. Okay, 2 more cycles here. Okay, open the eyes. Okay, still sitting with enough effort to be taller through the spine. Okay, let's just move the shoulders. Okay, up, back, and down. Okay, these circles could be smaller. Perhaps you can bring the shoulders even higher towards the ears. And switch directions. Okay, press your shoulders down. Take note of which ankle you have in front currently. Okay, uncross your legs, maybe give them a light shake, bouncing the knees, rolling the ankles. And then recross your legs with the other ankle now in front. Okay, can you ground your sit bones evenly? Okay, and then just bring your hands in front of you, interlace fingers. Okay, palms stay together, rolling the wrists. Okay, gently creating this spiral through the wrist joint. And go the other way too. Okay, and you can give hands a little shake. Okay, place your palms down on your knees. And we'll practice something like cat and cow, okay, just seated, okay, moving through the spine. So begin to raise your chest. You could gaze higher, feel how that affects your spine. Doing a little back bend like cow. And then for cat, start to pull the waist back, rounding the spine. You can look at your belly button. And then again, lifting the chest. Perhaps you use your breath, inhaling for cow. And then for cat, exhale, pulling the waist back. And now continue slowly at your pace, going through cow and cat. And can you sense the pelvis? You notice how it needs to move the spine. You can allow the pelvis to tip slightly forward for cow and slightly back for cat. And another round. See if you can really lengthen and draw out each movement. And sitting tall and centered. Okay. From here, just uncross your legs. If you need, give them a little shake again. If you're sitting on a block, just remove the block, set it aside so your hips are on the mat. Okay, then we're going to recline. So moving onto your back with some strength. Once you're on your stomach or on your back, you're going to hug your knees towards your chest. And use the hands to pull on the legs, bringing thighs closer to you. And explore rocking side to side. And stir the knees around, clockwise, counterclockwise. If you're moving your knees in the same direction together, try to move them separately, different directions. And then interlacing fingers over the right shin. Extend your left leg forward. And just see how your lower back feels with the left leg straighter. If you feel a lot of tugging on the lower back, try this with left knee bent. Use your hands to gently pull right knee towards you. You might tuck the chin a little to smooth out the back of the neck. Use your breath, feel how it creates space or helps you settle deeper into the posture. Okay, now bring left knee towards you. Interlace fingers over the left shin. Extend your right leg forward. Okay, right leg might be straighter if you need to bend the right knee. Okay, for your lower back, perhaps try that out. Chin a bit tucked. And another breath here. Okay, release your left foot down. And we'll try some bridge poses. Okay, so feet are planted about hip width apart, parallel to each other. So toes in front of heels, okay, arms are down by your sides, palms face down. Okay, if the front of your hips tend to be tighter, you could scoot your feet forward a few inches. And pushing feet through the mat, raise your hips. Okay, feel the back of your thighs engaging, squeeze glute muscles a little too. In slow motion, lower the hips down. Okay, take your time, again pressing feet through the mat, raise the pelvis. Knees still pointing forward, pretend you're hugging a block between the knees. In slow motion, lower the spine and pelvis down. And one more time, pressing through feet, raise the hips. Activating the back body, lengthening the front of the hips. With control, bring the hips down. Keep the feet planted on the mat, but take them wider. You can move arms away from you like a T or cactus shaped. Windshield wiper knees side to side. Okay, as your legs tick-tock right to left, you could turn your head in the opposite direction of the knees. Okay, pull knees to your chest again, give your legs a squeeze. Keeping your knees bent, simply roll to your right side. Okay, your right arm can be used as a pillow. Just make sure you're comfortable, somewhat in a fetal position here with legs bent and stacked. We're going to focus on mobilizing the left shoulder, okay, by moving the arm in circles. So start by reaching your left hand down towards your feet. Okay. Then take your left arm forward, okay, reaching in front of you, and then circle it overhead, then back behind you, make a circle, and then your arm returns down, okay, towards the feet, over your hips. So you're just going to continue in this direction, reaching your left arm forward and back. Okay, let the palm naturally turn, okay, with the arm, however it needs to. And just take a couple more. Okay, slowly, okay, moving your arm through space. Okay, the rest of the body doesn't move. Okay, breath is continuous, still through the nose. Okay, and then just meet with your left arm, okay, down, towards your legs or your feet, and then return to your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Okay, we'll try the other side, rolling to your left. Okay, you could use your left arm like a pillow. Hips and legs stacked, knees are bent. Start by reaching your right hand down towards your feet. Okay, sweep the arm forward in front of you. Okay, then back overhead, behind you, down to the feet again. Okay, move with control, making this wide circle with your arm. Okay, if you need to make the circle smaller, that's okay. Okay, try not to move the rest of the body. Okay, your palm will turn, facing up or down depending on where your arm is. Okay, take one more full cycle. When your arm is down by your side again, return to your back. No rush. Hug your knees to your chest, give legs a squeeze. Okay, placing hands behind your thighs, rock forward and back a couple times. Okay, meeting in a tabletop position, okay, or all fours. So we want to align the joints so they're stacked. Okay, hips over knees and shoulders over the wrists. Okay, fingers spread apart. Okay, feel weight in the hands. Try to root your base knuckles, your fingertips. And like we did in our cross-legged position earlier, we'll try cow and cat. Okay, so on your next inhale, go to cow, tailbone high, belly low. Cat as you exhale, round your back. Again, cow, tailbone high. And cat, rounding through the spine into flexion. Okay, one more like this. Okay, if you want to take more cow and cats, okay, by all means do what you need. Then meeting in neutral. Okay. Next, you're going to place your elbows down on the mat, elbows under shoulders. So you're pressing through the forearms. Forearms make the number 11. Okay. Working on some scapular or shoulder blade push-ups. We're essentially going to move shoulder blades in towards each other, retract them, and move them apart, protract them. So starting with retraction, okay, with control, okay, locate your shoulder blades and let them sink in towards the spine, towards each other, so your chest will move closer to the mat. Then pushing down your arms, protract the shoulder blades apart. Think of wrapping them around you, so your upper back broadens. Then again, smoothly, shoulder blades move inward. Keep low belly toned and lifted. Then press shoulder blades apart. Push into the mat. Again, shoulder blades move inward. Then outward. Okay, neck is stable. One more time. Shoulder blades retract. Then protract apart. Okay, keep the shoulder blades in this relatively protracted position and press back up to your hands, tabletop. All right, next, stepping your right foot forward. Right foot between the hands, but closer to the right hand. Okay, setting up for a low lunge. Okay, you could bring arms overhead. If you need to keep the hands lower, they can stay on your right thigh. Keep pushing through the legs. Gather strength from the ground. Feel your thighs activate. Squeeze left glute slightly. Okay, then bringing your right arm down by your side for a side stretch. Lift your upper body to the right. Okay, allow your left shoulder to shrug up with your arms slightly, moving them together. Feeling breath create space through your left side. Okay, come back to center, arms overhead. And hands to the mat. Okay, returning to tabletop, all fours. Okay, then left foot steps forward. A low lunge. You could always lengthen or shorten the lunge, moving your back knee. Okay, once you've set up your base, bring the arms overhead. Pushing through legs and feet. Okay, strength rebounds up from the mat. Stay lighter in the upper body. Okay, squeezing right glutes gently. Okay, now take your left arm by your side. And we'll take a side stretch to the left. Right shoulder can move with the arm. And breath expanding through and around your right rib cage. Come back to center, arms up. And hands meet the mat. Return to tabletop. Okay, once you're in tabletop, bring your legs together. Tuck the toes under. Okay, walk your hands back and try sitting on the heels. I'm kneeling with toes tucked. Okay, if this is a lot of pressure on the toes, they're not quite ready yet, you could stand on your knees instead. Just try to keep the toes tucked to stretch through the bottoms of the feet. Okay, mindful of knees. You could always keep hands on the ground. Okay, just another moment here. Okay, and then bringing hands to the mat. In front of your knees, perhaps wider. We're going to do some toe rocks. So let your knees come off the ground. Okay, and just rock your heels back towards the mat, and then your knees forward towards the mat. Okay, heels back and down, knees forward and down. So try a few more of these toe rocks. You could always challenge yourself by taking hands off the mat, playing with counterbalance. Okay, see how the body, upper body, needs to balance out the lower body. Okay, another rock forward and back. Okay, next time you try to bring your heels closer to the mat. Hands are on the ground too. You're going to raise your hips, coming into a forward fold. Okay, so feet are planted. Okay, bend your knees at least a little bit. Okay, head is down. Weight in the front of the feet to engage your leg muscles. Okay, maintaining this weight forward. Take a halfway lift. You can press palms against the shins. Chest reaches past your toes. Look ahead of toes. Then fold. Again, halfway lift. Chest forward, shoulders back. Now fold. Rise up to standing. Push through the legs. Arms circle up. Palms could touch overhead. Then close hands to your heart. You're pressing palms together gently. Arms down by your sides. Okay. Taking a walk to the top of your mat. Okay, set your feet about hip width distance apart. Okay, keeping the feet parallel. Okay, let's wake up the toes really quickly. Pushing your toes into the ground. Okay, lift all the toes up. And then again, push your toes down. Okay, do your best to keep the ankles neutral. Okay, relax the toes. Lift big toes only. Okay, this is my favorite part. Big toes down. Lift the outer 4 smaller toes. Good. Okay. All toes down. Again, try to raise just the big toes. Thumbs up. Big toes down. Then raise the 4 smaller toes. Okay, big toes stay on the mat. Cool. All toes down. Okay. Working on some heel raises. Okay. Arms may stay down at your sides. You could bring hands on hips if that helps you balance, or hands to heart. Okay. Raise your heels when you're ready. Okay. Try to go slow so you can notice where there is any imbalance. How do you catch it or maintain it? Root the base of your big toes. Okay. With control, lower the heels down. And again, heels come up. Okay, breathing the whole time in slow motion, heels lower. Okay. One more time, heels lift. Then heels descend. Good. Strong ankles, strong calves, feet. All right, now root evenly through the feet, pushing through the corners of the feet. Okay. Mountain pose. Okay. Simply standing, okay, but with purpose. Okay. Feel your relationship to the ground, how it provides stability. Grow taller while keeping the curvature of your spine. Okay, on your next breath, circle the arms up. Okay, folding forward, hinge at your hips, bending knees on the way. Take a halfway lift long through the back. Okay, now hands or fingertips to the ground. Step your left foot back. Stay on the ball of your left foot. So if you look at your feet, they're both facing forward, but they're not crossing. Make sure they're wide enough side to side. For a moment, hover fingertips off your mat. Okay, then come up to crescent lunge, bringing arms above the head. Pushing through both legs here. Okay. Do your best to level the pelvis. You might bend your left knee to send the tailbone slightly down. Okay. Trying a vertical twist. Left arm reaches forward, right arm back. Try to rotate from a place of strength. Use your midsection as well as the energy of the arms. Okay, now just take your right arm forward next to left. And then hands to the mat. Trying a modified side plank or supported side plank. Lower left knee under your left hip. Keep left hand planted under the left shoulder. Right foot steps back. Okay, right foot in line with left knee and left hand. You're on a beam. Okay, right arm up to 12 o'clock. Okay, you can keep the neck active and comfortable. Maybe you look up for more challenge. You can always look down. Push into whatever touches the floor. If you want to add on, can you raise your right leg? Okay, if this still is too easy, you could add another layer by keeping right leg about hip height and moving it towards the wall you're facing. Yes, you try to make a 90-degree angle at the hip. Yes, good morning hips. Return your right leg back, step your foot down. Okay, right hand to the mat, just level your hips. Right leg is still extended behind you. Okay, bring right knee towards your nose, step forward. Okay, then just tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, left foot steps forward. Your feet are together or hip width apart. half lift, long back. And then hands or fingertips to the ground. Step right foot back. Stay on the ball of your right foot. Make sure your feet are not crossing. Okay, float fingertips just off the mat for a moment. Okay, keep that strength rising to crescent lunge, high lunge. Okay, arms overhead. Okay, simply gazing forward. Yes, keep your lower half really anchoring you. Okay, then we can be freer in the upper body. Okay, adding the vertical twist. Right arm forward, left arm back, rotating more from the navel up. The chest turns, your neck and head might too. One more breath. Left arm forward, next to right. Then hands to the mat. Okay, working on the supported side plank. Right knee is down under right hip. Right hand stays under the right shoulder. Left foot will step back. Okay, plant that left foot. Your left arm reaches to the sky. Try to widen your wingspan. Lift out of the right shoulder. You might look down, perhaps to the wall or up to that left hand. Option to raise left leg slowly. Okay, and then can you take that left leg towards the wall you're facing? Keeping the leg hip height. Outer hip helps you. Smoothly return that left leg to the back wall. Lower the foot. Softly bring left hand down, level hips. Okay, left knee to your nose, step forward. Okay, tuck right toes under, right knee lifts, and then right foot steps forward, next to left. Take a half lift, and fold. Rise to standing, push through your feet, hands to heart. Okay, resting arms by your sides. Okay, for our one-legged pose, next we'll just take tree pose. Shifting weight to your left foot. Okay. Turn the right foot out. Right foot could start low on your left ankle. You might slide it up higher. Okay, your foot could go anywhere on that inner leg, even to the inner thigh. Okay, just keep the supporting leg strong, really rooted. Try to lift muscles around the knee for stability. Okay, traditionally, hands are at heart, but they could also be on your hips. Set your gaze straight ahead. Can you remain adaptive? Okay, balance is never totally static. Okay, it's a little dance. It involves these subtle shifts and sways. Can you adjust with composure? Okay, if you want to add more, take the arms above your head. Maybe you like to express arms wide. Okay, you could even move your eyes. Okay, and for more challenge, close your eyes. Take away the visual input. Okay, another breath wherever you are. If eyes are closed, blink them open, hands to heart. Let's release. Right foot down, and maybe wiggle that off, shake it off. Okay, now standing on your right leg. Okay, left foot, the whole left leg really turns out in the hip. You could start with your foot low on the ankle. Perhaps you bring it higher to the calf or even thigh. Okay, your choice with arms. Okay, just make this pose yours. Standing tall yet rooting simultaneously, supporting leg stable. Okay. Stay adaptive. Okay, breathing helps the body be more adaptive and less rigid. Okay, perhaps you try different arms this time. Adding on whatever you'd like, just explore, especially if it starts to feel easy. Try something new. You could move eyes, you could close eyes. closed, blinking them open. Hands return to heart. Release. Okay, shake that off. Return to a mountain pose, facing forward, wherever forward is for you. Okay, center yourself. Okay, breathing consciously. Okay, on your next breath, arms reach up. Folding forward, hinge at the hips, bend your knees on the way. Half lift. Okay, trying a plank pose, high plank. For this weight bearing posture, okay, you want to keep shoulders over wrists, arms are straight, legs straight too, firm the thighs. Okay, to lessen load, try it with knees down behind hips. You push yourself away from the ground. Okay, then looking and leaning forward on toes or knees, lower yourself all the way to your stomach. Untuck the toes. Okay, lift your right leg from the thigh to the toes. And keep your pelvis level, grounded on the mat. Can you make right leg longer than the left? Lower right leg down. Then raise the left leg. Using your hamstring, reach the toes back, make this left leg longer. Lower it down. Now the tops of the feet are heavy on the mat, hands light, low cobra, lifting your chest. Using your back strength, neck smooth, perhaps gazing slightly down. Lower the chest. Again, low cobra. Heart forward and up, shoulders back. Release. Okay, one more time through low cobra, chest up. Okay, slide your hands back a little so they're under the elbows. Stay here, or for more of a back bend, push the hands down. Lift the chest really high. You could do high cobra with thighs on the ground. Maybe thighs float for up dog. And child's pose. Okay, big toes together, hips towards the heels. And arms reaching forward away from hips. And take another full breath in child's pose. And then come into tabletop, all fours. Fingers spread apart. You root the mound of the fingers, base knuckles, grip fingertips a little too. This should lessen load on the wrists. You can stay in tabletop or tuck toes under. Downward facing dog, raising the hips up and back. Push your hands forward as well as down. You can always lengthen or widen your foundation, moving hands and or feet. Think of hugging front ribs up and in, wrapping outer armpits down. Okay, legs don't have to be straight. Okay, from your downward facing dog, step right foot forward. Okay, plant the whole right foot, stay on the ball of your left foot for another crescent lunge, pushing through your legs, arms up to the sky. Practicing a bit more one-legged balancing. Shift more weight into your right foot. Drive right foot down, and for stork, can you lift left knee in front of you? Left knee bends, the hip is flexing. Option to extend your left leg forward without leaning too far back with the upper body. Okay, rebend your left knee. Step left foot back as gracefully as you can to crescent. And hands down. Downward facing dog. Okay, or tabletop if you need the alternative. Okay, left foot now steps forward. Make sure the feet aren't crossing. Stay on the ball of the right foot. High lunge, crescent when you're ready. Steady gaze ahead, steady breath. Okay, take your time transitioning from pose to pose. There's no race. Weight to left foot. For stork, really drive the left foot down. Right knee lifts in front of you. Okay, option to extend right leg forward, get the front of the right thigh more involved with the hip. Rebend right knee. Stepping right foot back to crescent. Okay, practicing grace, control, catch your landing. Hands down. Okay, meet in downward facing dog or tabletop. Okay, another full breath. Trying to keep inhale slow. Okay, exhale slower. Okay, set your knees down. And just sit on the heels. Come to kneeling. And you could always elevate hips by sitting on a block or stand on the knees instead. Okay, for the wrists, take the arms out wide like a T. Okay, palms are facing down. Fingers spread out wide. Okay, jazz hands. Then point fingers towards the ceiling, palms away from you. If you try to pull fingertips back towards you, you could create more of a stretch using strength. Then palms face down, make two fists and curl the knuckles down and in. Okay, here you should be able to raise the arms, okay, with not so much work from the shoulders. Find some ease down the upper back. Reach fingers away from you, rest your arms, give hands a shake, roll the shoulders. Take your hips to one side, so you're sitting on your mat. Legs forward, and then have the soles of your feet together. Okay, holding ankles or outer feet, lifting the chest. Start to hinge forward at the hips, keeping a relatively long back. Okay, some rounding is normal. Okay, there's curves in the spine. Can you recruit outer hips to pull the knees down towards the mat, okay, rather than pushing legs down with arms? Okay, sit up tall, hands to the outer knees, gather your legs. Okay. And then scoot forward if you need to, so there's space on the mat behind you. Lower onto your back. When you're on your back, take a full body stretch. Arms overhead, feet forward. Okay, hug knees to your chest to give legs a squeeze. Okay, spending some time in goddess pose. Okay, bring feet to the mat. And then have the soles of your feet touching, knees open like a book. Okay, you could always place a prop like yoga blocks under your thighs to raise the ground. Okay, so this feels more supportive. Okay, you want to be able to relax the knees. Okay, I like hands on the lower belly, but arms could be wide. They might even be overhead. You decide. And try to rest your weight into the mat. Relax the shoulders. Relax the back. Let the hips be heavy. Okay, soft rhythmic breath. The rain's coming back. I hope you can hear it in the video. Yeah, a few more breaths here. Now, can you recruit the inner thigh muscles to very slowly bring your legs together? Using inner thighs. Once your legs touch, we'll have the inner knees still touching and heel toe the feet, at least hip width apart. Your knees hold each other up. Okay. Try to keep hips relaxed. Just a couple moments here. Okay, then keep feet where they are, separate knees, windshield wiper legs, like you did earlier in class, maybe turning your head in the opposite direction of the knees. Just take it slow. Okay, knees to your chest, wrapping your arms around your legs. Give yourself a hug. Can you press your lower back towards the mat? Okay, from here you might release everything down for a traditional Shavasana. Perhaps you want to take another seated meditation. Okay. Just take some form of rest for your body. Okay. Give yourself at least a few minutes to rebalance, to reset before you move on with your day. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me again, maybe for the first time, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.